Yo guys, always good. Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. Yes, we are here to react to Inter Sassuolo, the last game of 2022. Guys, can you believe it? What a year it has been. Lots of highlights, lots of lowlights, of course, but I wasn't going to miss this last game against Sassuolo, even though it is a friendly. We're also going to talk about the Reggina game, the 2-0 win against Reggina, because I didn't make a match reaction for that. I know I said I was going to be back making regular content. I would have been making almost daily content. I have a week off from work, but I'm still struggling. I don't know what I have, this type of flu virus that it just feels like my head is going to explode. So that's why I'm still struggling, but I feel like I am finally recovering. Hopefully this time around, touch wood, it is the right time. But anyway, let's get into it. So first of all, Inter's pre-season or mid pre-season, whatever you want to call it, I know a lot of people after the last pre-season we had, in the summer, where it wasn't very good. It wasn't a good pre-season. People were judging that a lot. So this time around, we can't really say that because apart from here, Jazeera United, where we conceded 1 goal, and I guess Betis, we've managed to keep a lot of clean sheets. So against Salzburg, 4-0, Reggina 2-0, and today 1-0, which is, I guess, showing good signs. But again, to me, this means nothing because if we're playing Napoli, the first game back is Napoli 4th of January, and if we concede 3 goals, get smacked by Napoli, then it's all out of the window. But I liked even today against Sassuolo, even at the end, we kind of killed off the match. Started playing around slowly, taking our time, just killing off the vibe and the rhythm of the match, which is what you need to do to secure the win. So that was good to see that Inter were taking these matches quite seriously, even though again the rhythm in all of these matches was pretty low. Lineup wise, Inzaghi's pretty much kept it the same throughout this pre-season, apart from when obviously the World Cup boys came back. I think the lineup against the Reggina was exactly the same as today. Pretty much the same. I'm not sure why Fotomob has 3-5-1-1 against Reggina. But yeah, Lukaku and Dzeko up front. Now that is a very interesting partnership, Lukaku and Dzeko up front, because if you think about it, guys, that is the partnership that Antonio Conte wanted. He wanted big Edin Baba Dzeko and big Rom Lukaku up front. Of course, Dzeko was probably going to be mainly Lukaku's backup, but from the reports from back then, when he first joined Inter, even in the second season, the rumors were that not just to be a Lukaku backup, he wanted like two big towers, twin towers. He wanted 2 big guys up front together. So it's an interesting partnership, and it kind of works. We saw it, especially against Reggina. There's this moment here where they almost have like a Lautaro Lukaku moment, quick 1-2, and then Lukaku has a quick snapshot on goal. And we've seen pictures of them in the past, even when they weren't playing together in the same team, that they seem to have a good connection or a good understanding, and you can see that. And of course, Lukaku's left-footed, Dzeko's right-footed, so it does kind of work. And we know Dzeko just goes around everywhere, doesn't he? Like he's that guy, you can't pin him down to be just a target man. So it does kind of work. Lukaku, let's talk about Lukaku. What do you guys think about Lukaku? We know he's probably the most memed player at the World Cup after those 3-4 big chances missed against Croatia, which resulted in Belgium leaving. But since he's come back, especially against Reggina, he even got his goal. Similarly to as I was saying against Belgium or for Belgium, I wasn't too worried about Lukaku in terms of he showed that the ball almost gravitates towards him like it did in this goal here. Like the ball is just attracted to him. It's just something, there's one of those things you can't buy, especially in strikers. So that's great. Physically, again, the reports I'm reading are saying that he is close to his ideal weight, which is 101 kilograms. Apparently that was his weight under Antonio Conte and Pintus. Although aesthetically or visually, when you see Lukaku, it doesn't look like the lean mean machine Lukaku that we knew a couple of years ago. But again, with him, it's hard to tell. His weight does fluctuate a lot. But again, as I saw against Reggina, good signs, and today against the Sassuolo, yes, it's clunky at times, but that is Lukaku. I mean, even at his best, he is heavy. He's a heavy-footed player. He never looks light-footed or classy on the ball. And then there was the most important thing that he adds to this team is that running behind, so how many times today I saw Barella or Mkhitaryan, people just looking for that ball in behind, even though it didn't really come off too many times today. but it's an option that no one else in this team offers. So he adds that extra level of pace and athleticism in behind. But yeah, he's definitely not near his level, and it takes the frustrating part with him. It takes weeks for him to get into that shape. That's why his injuries are more frustrating than any other player, because he takes so long to get into that peak shape. So hopefully no more injuries now. It looks like he will be starting against Napoli. He's definitely ready to start. I don't know if he's going to be, fit and firing. I think it is going to be Dzeko and Lukaku starting. I think Lautaro only came back, I think, yesterday from Argentina, fully ready. Although there's reports that he's made himself available to Inzaghi already. Said he's kept himself fit. So let's see about that. But yeah, aerial threat with these two, of course, you're going to get, especially with someone like Di Marco crossing the ball in. So that's definitely something we should be taking advantage of. But yeah, apart from those two, Dzeko, stepping up against Reggina, he scored the first goal, and today he scored the winning goal as well. Always Edin Baba Dzeko. Actually, it should have been 2-0 really, because here Barella gives this ball to Mkhitaryan in behind. I like today, that's one thing I saw today. I don't know if you guys noticed, a lot of runs in behind, not just from Lukaku, but midfielders, the wing backs. So yeah, seems like Inter, when these teams are pressing up high, are starting to, maybe it's something new to try and a surprise team. So this is really good. And Mkhitaryan scored a nice goal after this. It should have been 1-0 here. Clearly not offside. VAR wasn't working today, or it was it's a friendly, so I guess it's not on. But yeah, Barella today, guys. Oof, you can see, and I've been saying this since the start of the season. If you guys remember, my prediction was that Barella was going to be Inter's player of the season. And he has at some points done it, but now he's fully rested. He's literally had pretty much a month off, which is the first time, for a few years, this guy's finally be able to be rested away from national team and Inter. And I can just see it in him. He's got that extra spring in his step. He was coming back, slide tackling, then jumping over tackles, then outside of the foot passes. He was feeling himself today, and that is the Barella we need. Full 90 minutes, and he ended the match with the captain's armband, which was nice to see, I'm sure, for the Barella fanboys out there. Mkhitaryan was okay, but he came off with an injury, so I hope it's nothing serious. Around the 49th minute, Gagliardini came on for him. Hakan in that regista position is a certainty now. Let's see how Brozovic does, but Brozovic needs to watch out, honestly. I like Hakan in this position. I like him more in this position than I like him as a mezzala. I'll be really honest. I think this is his position long term. I think you should think about this is long-term position. Bellanova, let's talk about Bellanova, guys. I am disappointed at Bellanova. I haven't watched all the preseason games. Actually, I've only watched the last two. I only watched the highlights, although the other ones. So I can't comment on the other ones, although I've also been told the same about the other ones. But Bellanova has not taken his opportunity. He has not grasped the opportunity he has been given. Dumfries being away, he has had the opportunity to play right wing back every single game, but he just hasn't grasped the opportunity. He's not ready. He's not ready, guys. Yes, a lot of us ask for more time, but then again, we always say managers see what goes on in training. They know what's going on, but this is probably why he wasn't getting too much time. We're talking about friendlies against Real Betis, Reggina, Sassuolo, Betis and Sassuolo, higher quality, but still, he's just not being able to shine through. We know he's got that athletic ability, that pace, that raw pace, but his IQ, his decision making, and it looks like he has to be literally remote controlled by Inzaghi on the pitch, like today, especially because there was no crowd or hardly any crowd. You could hear Inzaghi, Raul, vieni qua, vieni. He's constantly having to tell him where to be. Even his teammates, obviously Barella's always moaning and complaining, even when it's Dumfries, but Skriniar telling him, with his positioning. Mkhitaryan a couple of times asked him go. So he doesn't look quite ready. So in my opinion, he needs a loan to a team. To me, send him on loan to Ivan Juric, to Torino. Look what he's doing to Lazzaro now this past season, what he did with Di Marco, Singo, which obviously is one of the guys that I would want if we ever sell Dumfries, Ladzovic, Faraoni, Hellas Verona. Like, this guy knows how to mold a wing back, a modern wing back. So I think he needs that coaching and that playing time. He just doesn't look quite ready. Same goes for Aslani, I would say. Again, another one who hasn't really... With Aslani, it's different because he hasn't really had the starting opportunities. Because again, Hakan has been here the whole pre-season, so he hasn't had that opportunity that Belanova has. But again, he seems like when he comes on, he always tries that Hollywood pass, which I can't blame him for, because he only has 15-20 minutes in the regista position. It's not really the position where you're going to make a massive impact coming on. So I can't blame him at the same time. But also, if you're going to make the Hollywood pass, the 40-50 yard raking pass across the pitch, you have to make sure it's like good. But he always gets it wrong. He's eager to prove himself. But again, doesn't quite look ready. And unfortunately, with Hakan's performance in that position and Brozovic obviously coming back, his playing time is going to dwindle even more. Di Marco had a weird game today. Like, his first half was good, and in the second half he missed the ball twice on the volley, which with Di Marco you'd not expect that. That is his bread and butter, his technical ability, especially on volleys. So I was surprised. But Bastoni was really, really impressive today. I'll probably give him, as either him or Barella, my man of the match, because Bastoni really took the game by the scruff of the neck for that goal. Won the ball back, dribbled through into their defense. I think the pass, the assist was even a nutmeg to Edin Dzeko, who finished at the near post. So yeah, just for that, taking the game was like, F you guys, I'm going to do this myself. Bastoni, I'll give him my man of the match. Onana, not much to talk about today, but against Reggina, he made a couple of good saves, and on the ball, playing with the ball with his feet, he's just, we know his level. Acerbi continues to be solid, and Milan Skriniar today, of course, once again, stepping on the pitch as a captain. Just sign the contract, please, bro. Please, bro. He got a yellow card. It was a rash tackle he made in the second half. So, yeah, apart from that, he was really good against Traore, against Seed. So, yeah, impressive overall. The substitutes who we talk about. Oh, yeah, Gosens is one of the ones that we can also say has had a pretty decent mid this preseason. He looks sharper. He definitely looks more like the Gosens I saw at Atalanta in terms of, like, he's going in for some like slide tackles. He looks really reactive. Like, you just feel that extra spring in his step. But at the moment, Di Marco owns that spot. Unfortunately, we saw some minutes for Carboni and Zanotti, but not much of note. Correa as well pretty much didn't do anything when he came on. D'Ambrosio, Dumfries was decent. Darmian played at left centre back. He plays all over the place. But yeah, overall good. Lots of wins, lots of clean sheets. Hopefully that brings us nicely to the Napoli game. Of course, I will be definitely doing a proper match preview for that one. Big game to come back on. A lot of the players are believing in the comeback. I've seen the interviews, and Inzaghi's talked about it. He believes in the Scudetto still. A lot of the players are talking about, they're going to try their best to come back, which is good to hear. Of course, that's the minimum we want to hear, but it's good that they're actually saying it. And yeah, anything is possible. We're not even at the halfway point of the season, so Napoli don't have a pedigree of carrying through, so the hope will remain right until mathematically is impossible for me. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully Lukaku comes back to form and fires us to victory against Napoli. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you make of it? What do you make of Dzeko, Lukaku partnership? What do you make of Aslani? What do you make of Belanova? Do you agree with me? Is he ready? Is he not? And yeah, as always, guys, make sure you leave a thumbs up. Always helps with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you're new to the channel for more Inter and Serie A content. Ciao ragazzi, always, Forza Inter.